তো স্যার আরম্ভ করু স্যার unmute yourself স্যার আরম্ভ করু Okay. A very good morning to everyone present here. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
A very good morning to everyone present here in this virtual platform. At the outset, I, on behalf of the institution's Innovation Council of our college, would like to extend a warm welcome to each one of you present here. As you all know that today's orientation program is the first program of Institution Innovation Council of our college, and we are very glad to see that many students and faculty members have joined in this program. So without wasting much time, we'd like to start the program. Now I request respected principal of our college, Dr. Dharmendranath sir, to take over the charge of the program as chairperson and carry forward the program as per agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Das. A very good morning and warm welcome to all the participants in this first ever program organized by the Institution Innovation Council of the college. And as per the program, I have assumed the charge of chairman of the program, and I now request to outline the purpose of today's program.
Okay.
By Dr. Dhrubadeep Das, convener of IIC S.B.Deorah College.
Thank you, sir. Respected chairperson of this program, Honorable Vice Principal Madam, esteemed faculty members of our college, invited guests from outside of our college, resource person, Mr. Ankur Goswami, and my dear students, friends. The Ministry of Education, Government of India, has launched the Institution Innovation Council program at national level in the year 2018 in collaboration with AICT for higher educational institutions. The objective of the program is to systematically foster the culture of innovation and startup ecosystem in higher educational institutions. Primary role of IIC is to engage large number of faculty, students, and staff in various innovation and entrepreneurship related activities such as ideation, problem solving, design thinking, IPR, project handling at pre-incubation and incubation stage, so that innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem get established in higher educational institutions. That is, the mission of the Ministry of Education is to prepare or to mentor the students of the higher educational institutions to become a future entrepreneurship, and also to transform the higher educational institutes into a center of innovation, then incubation, then designing of critical thinking, patenting, and many more. So in the first phase of the program, that is, they have nomenclature at IIC 1.0. The Ministry of Education has extended the program mostly to the technical institutions such as IITs, NITs, and technical universities. But in the second phase of the program, that is IIC 2.0, the MOE has extended the program to cover all general degree colleges who have participated in NIRF ranking and NAC accreditation process. So as a result, our college become eligible for this program, and we have formed a council in our college few months back, perhaps in the beginning of the 2021, but we could not start the activities of the council due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation. Today's orientation program is the first program of IIC of our college, and in future we have many plans to organize such type of programs. Ministry of Education has divided the activities of IICs into 4 quarters: quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. And participating higher educational institutions have to choose a specific program from the list of mandatory and elective elective program. They have classified the programs into two categories. One is the mandatory program, another is the elective program. As per the guidelines of Ministry of Education, today we have organized this mandatory orientation program for the students and faculty members by inviting an innovation ambassador, Mr. Ankur Goswami, who is a trained innovation ambassador of higher educational of Ministry of Education. And I hope that this orientation program will give us the basic idea about the activities and functioning of IICs. This is the purpose. This is the basic purpose of organizing this program. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Das. Dr. Das has beautifully presented the main purpose of this meeting and also the aims and objectives of IICs that were established in our college few months back. Dr. Das is the convener, and now it is time to deliver the welcome address. And I, on behalf of the college, welcome all the participants in this in this webinar. It is called webinar or
Orientation program, sir. You can say orientation program, online orientation program.
Is in this online orientation program, and more particularly to Mr. Ankur Goswami, is from Assam Don Bosco University. He is a trained ambassador on this particular matter. IICs is trained ambassador of the Ministry of Education, and we hope that this program will highlight the main aims and objectives of the whole program and also the role of the educational institutions in this Innovation Council. As we know, the students, the young minds are the best innovators, and how we can channelize. This is a platform to channelize or platform to facilitate those ideas they generate in their during this period. More particularly during these 3-4 years, they will be staying here in this college to facilitate those ideas, those innovations in a particular shape, so that it can lead up to a business model like that, which can be adopted by some companies, corporates as a startup model, or they themselves can also think of starting their own venture. So this is a platform to facilitate, to analyze those ideas, those innovations of the students mostly, so that it can lead to a successful business model or startup model. And there is a startup nest in Guwahati also, which is run by the Department of Industries, if I can remember correctly. It is in Ambari area. And in fact, in the inauguration program, I also went there when it was started about 2 years back. And the whole idea is to build up those ideas of the innovators to a particular business model. So we hope that as our aim is also through various activities, we try to facilitate the students various scopes to progress or to showcase their talents during these 3 years, so that they can contribute to the society, they can become a successful human being, they can have a very good social person. So this is part of this whole process. We have started this IIC, and I think with today's orientation program will give a boost to our IIC, and it will take shape, proper shape, and it will grow further. So with these words, I once again welcome Mr. Goswami, the teachers of the college, and also the students, more particularly the students, because their ideas, mostly their ideas, we will be facilitating for more progress. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, and now I hand it over to Dr. Das again for introduction of the RP resource person.
Thank you, sir. A brief introduction of resource person, Mr. Ankur Goswami. Mr. Ankur Goswami has been working as an assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, Assam Don Bosco University, Guwahati, since July 2015. He did MTech from NIT Silchar and presently pursuing PhD from Assam Don Bosco University. He is a certified Innovation Ambassador of Ministry of Education, Government of India, and as Innovation Ambassador, he monitored various students from different higher educational institutes across India. He has been associated with the Institution Innovation Council of Assam Don Bosco University since its inception and presently holds the position of convener of IIC of Assam Don Bosco University. He has experience of mentoring. He has experience of mentoring students in the field of entrepreneurship, startup, proof of concept, etc. in many higher educational institutions across India. We are very much delighted to have such a young, dynamic, experienced innovation ambassador with us, and I hope will be benefited from the deliberation of Mr. Goswami. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Das. As he has already explained about introduction of the research person, we are fortunate to have a very young and experienced research person, Mr. Goswami. I now request Mr. Goswami to deliver his speech and presentation. Thank you.
A very good morning to one and all present. Am I audible? Can you?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
You are audible, visible. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Respected principal, sir. Respected Dhrubajit, sir. Convener of IIC S.B.Deorah College. Respected faculty members of S.B.Deorah College present for this orientation program. My dear students, and I also like to welcome the members who are from different other colleges. Several of my colleagues and my students are also attending the orientation program. I welcome everyone for this talk of briefly 1 hour. So before presenting, I would like to say like the main focus of Institutions Innovation Council. I have been in connection with the Institution Innovation Council since past 2 years, like since the inception from 2018 onwards. It will be almost 3 years now. And I am holding the post of convener IIC of Assam Don Bosco University from 2020. So the IIC, as sir has already mentioned, is formed by the Ministry of Education, by the initiatives of Ministry of Education, and by the initiative of All India Council for Technical Education. So as per their initiatives, they guide us to perform various activities. Today's activity is also one of such activity. So the activities are basically broadly divided into 3 categories. One is MIC driven activity, one is IIC driven activity, and the other one is self driven activity. The MIC driven activities are coordinated by Ministry of Education, and we as IICs, we we advertise about that. We inform our students, inform our faculty members about those programs. Many of those programs are held online. Some are competitions, some are talks, some are sessions, online sessions, seminars. So these are conducted by Ministry of Education, and we as IIC, we reach the students and inform them about this and help them to know about this from various experts throughout the country. There are other events which are coordinated by, which are guided by Ministry of Education, but these are known as IIC activities. These activities are to be conducted by the IIC itself. The IIC may conduct online programs, offline programs, mentoring programs, competitions, so that to boost the environment of innovation and entrepreneurship. And there are another group of activities known as self-driven activities. Various departments of the colleges and universities may organize events related to entrepreneurship and innovations, and which are not in the list of the Ministry of Education, and they can include those events in the self-driven activities. And by performing these activities, by giving the reports, submitting the reports to Ministry of Education, we as institutions, we are given star marks. We obtain stars. So like I am very glad to inform you that Assam Don Bosco University, in the last year, we are able to score 4 stars. The maximum is 5 stars, and we obtained 4 stars. So by participating in most of the events being guided by Ministry of Education. So let us now focus on today's talk. So my today's talk, it's a very general. It will be a very general talk on entrepreneurship, innovation. So many of the faculty members and many of the students are already acquainted with entrepreneurship. Already you know many things about innovations. So it will be a kind of rethinking about your concepts. And mainly I have prepared my presentation focusing on the students, focusing from student point of view, because most often we see that we need to do we are encouraged to go for entrepreneurship, we are encouraged to go for innovation. We feel the urge to go for entrepreneurship, we feel the urge to go for innovation, but sometimes we do not have the idea what is basically entrepreneurship, what is basically innovation. Is this, I am having an idea, but is this an innovation? Is this sufficient enough to go for entrepreneurship? And many of you and many of us thinks that when we go for entrepreneurship, it's like a business, so we need lots of capital. I don't have money, so I cannot go for entrepreneurship. So there are lots of misconceptions also are there. So I hope that our ideas related to entrepreneurship, our ideas related to the risks of entrepreneurship, our ideas related to the motivation behind going for entrepreneurship, our ideas related to market research, our ideas related to the initiatives of government in its new education policy, National Education Policy 2020, on the field of entrepreneurship in innovation will be clear after going through today's presentation. So I will be sharing my screen now. Can you please confirm?
Yes, it is visible. Goswami, it is visible. It's coming.
Okay, thank you so much. So as all of you are aware that today's talk will be an orientation program on entrepreneurship and innovation. Entrepreneurship is something which we do for generating money, to which we have some idea, we want to sell our ideas, that is entrepreneurship. And innovation is the background of entrepreneurship. Innovation boosts entrepreneurship. Innovation stands as the backbone of entrepreneurship. So moving ahead, I would like to start with 2 important quotes. It is said that if you do not have big dreams and goals, you will be working for someone that does. Okay, there are people who are having big dreams and big goals, and there are other people who are working under them. So if you are having very big dreams and goals of achieving something, you are having your own ideas, and if you are hesitant of following those ideas, if you hesitate, if you afraid of failing when you are having ideas, when you are moving forward, obviously failures will be there. Failures are the milestones of success. So if you hesitate that you will be failing, then obviously you will be working with someone who are working on their dreams, and you will be working for them. You will be getting salaries, but you will be helping the other people to achieve their dreams. So another thought goes like this, that innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. So it's up to us to choose whether we choose to be a leader or we choose to be a follower. I hope all of you can see the image of a light bulb on a screen. This type of light bulb is known as incandescent bulb. It was very common when we were kids. This was the only source of light whenever the sun sets down. So this light was invented by Thomas Alva Edison. There were many steps while inventing this light bulb. Many people know that electricity was there, the incandescent filament was there, but to fix everything inside this bulb, the shape of the bulb, the material of the bulb, the material of the filament, the tungsten material, everything is brought around as an innovation. When initially it was made, people might have thought that it will be of no use, or it will be of very little use, but it has brought a revolution in the field of innovation, in the field of technology. So some small innovations of which were innovated 100 years back or 70 years back has revolutionized the entire generation. So even then, it's not that everything that has to be invented has been invented. There is no scope. There are enormous scope. There is enormous, if you look forward for another 50 years, another 60 years, which developments will be till then. So we have to question ourselves, what is the need of the society, how we can move forward for innovation. So basically, what is the definition of an entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? Because the students may think that what is a business person an entrepreneur, is a businessman an entrepreneur, or is there a difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur? If you are having some money, you open a shop, you are having some money, you start a business, is this an entrepreneur? So that basically the word entrepreneur has come from a French word entreprendre, which means to undertake. In business, the word entrepreneur is to manage, organize, and assume the risk of a business or enterprise. So when you are an entrepreneur, it's not that you only need to have the ability to manage money or capital. You need to have the ability to manage, you need to have the ability to organize things, you need to be bold enough to assume the risks of a business. So my question to you, my dear students, what do you think? Is this person a businessman or entrepreneur? Can any student say anything?
Actually, Goswami, actually for meeting setting has been made in such way nobody can talk right now. Okay,
Okay,
we'll
sure, sure.
discuss in this because if you allow them, then there will be a lot of noise, background noise. That is why I mute everybody. Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I will answer on their behalf. No problem.
Okay.
So like if I ask my student that if this person is an entrepreneur or a businessman, what will a person reply? A person may say that he is a businessman. Someone may say, no, he's an entrepreneur. There may be different mixed emotions, mixed answers. Many people will say that he is a businessman. He's taking the clothes from some person, he's teaching, and then he's selling. Then that's not an entrepreneur, because there is no innovation involved. But see, it will depend actually. We cannot say that whether he's a businessman or he's an entrepreneur just by looking at his face or just by looking at the background. It will depend, because if he is taking the measurements of a person and he is teaching accordingly, whatever you are guiding him, and he's teaching the material for you, then he's just a businessman. But if he is using his own innovative ideas to gather the materials to make some innovative product, and and after that he is using some innovative measures to reach to the audience, to reach to his customers, then he can be termed as an entrepreneur. So some modification on your business idea will change you from a business person to an entrepreneur. So I have already explained the difference between an entrepreneur and a businessman. A person who brings his unique idea to run a startup company is known as a entrepreneur. A business person is a person who starts a business on an old idea, but an entrepreneur uses his own innovative skills, uses his own innovative ideas to make some changes to the old ideas which are existing in the society. So what is the role of innovation in entrepreneurship? I would like to say to you a quote by Edward de Bono. Edward de Bono was a person who motivated the innovators, who motivated the entrepreneurs, and he was a man of the century. He expired just few months back. So his quote goes like this, that there is no doubt that creativity is the most important human resource of all. Without creativity, there would be no progress, and we would be forever repeating the same patterns. Many students may feel that I am not creative, I don't have any idea, but let me tell you, trust me, every one of us is creative. Have you seen a child? Every child is creative. When you guide a child to do some work, you will see that the child comes up with his own idea. What is that? that is creativity. Every person, when we see something, we have our own perception. We do not see the same thing in the same perception. So what is that? That is our own creativity. But the thing is that we have to realize our own creativity. Most of us do not realize the creative side of us. It is maybe because of the education system that we have got. It may be because of the society that we are living in. It may be because we are so determined that this is the system and there cannot be any changes. That is why we may not be able to view our own creative side. But trust me, there is a creative side, and those people who can see their own creative side, they have made revolutions throughout the history. So let me go with some of the common reasons to be an entrepreneur. Why a student? Why a person? Why someone who wants to do something wishes to be an entrepreneur? One of the prime things, though some may say, some may not say, the most important push a person gets to become an entrepreneur is in search of money. People believe that if I go for working for some organization, I may get 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, at max 1 lakh rupees per month. But if I start my own business, I can earn up to crores. So that motivation, people see the world around us. We see others riding in Mercedes, BMW. We feel that I have to own such a car. So for that, I need lots of money. And that is the motivation of going for an entrepreneur. Many people say that money is not required, but let me tell you, even the basic necessities of life has become costlier day by day. Earlier, when we were kids, we were like reading that like roti, kapra, and makan. These are the basic necessities. But do you think these are the basic necessities now? These are the basic necessities, but there are many other things. The mobile we are using, the internet connections that we are using, those are has come around with the basic necessities. The car may not be a basic necessities for us, but the what to say, ability to travel from one place to another is a basic necessity. We must, and for that, to move from one place to another, I'm not telling that we need our own two-wheeler or four-wheeler, but to move from one place to another, we need money, whatever means we use, maybe public transportation or private transportation. So money has become a very important part of our life, and for that, like many people, it acts as a boost to go for entrepreneurship. Next point, people feel that entrepreneurship is the way where one can be their own boss. A person to follow oneself, because when a person starts working for someone else, many times in organizations, maybe it's a multinational organizations, many people faces lots of issues when working out with their own ideas. So then a person may feel, when I am not able to work with my own ideas in this particular organization, I have learned so many things, I have acquired so much knowledge, so I want to be my own boss. And that's why, how can I be my own boss? I can be my own boss only if I do something of my own, and that can be the way of entrepreneurship. Freedom. The picture shows that a man is enjoying the freedom. So a person feels that when you are an entrepreneur, you are free to do lots of things. You are not bound by 9 to 5 working hours. You are not bound to like work 7 days, 6 days a week, or like you are not bound with many things. You may feel that like, let me work the whole night and I will take the rest the next morning. You may feel that like, let me invest my whole amount of money because I am ready to take risk. I am confident that if I take risk by investing all my money, I will be getting the returns very soon. If not in 1 month or 2 months, maybe in 1 or 2 years, I will be getting the returns. I am confident. So you're free to make your own decisions. You're free to make your own arrangements when you are an entrepreneur. So this is one of the reasons why a student feels that I can choose the path of entrepreneurship. Bored of normal job. People very easily gets bored. So many people, when they go to job 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, They were working with some Excel sheets. They're working on telephone, calling some persons, receiving calls. They're working with like Excel sheets, entering data over there, and they are bored of that job. They feel that I can do something more. I can do something great. So that reason that motivates the persons to be an entrepreneur. The last reason that I have found out, that I have stated, is the students. Most of the entrepreneurs have started their lives from students. Let it be Mark Zuckerberg or whoever you see, whoever entrepreneur who is famous now. If you see, they have started their career of entrepreneurship from their student life, because the zeal, the energy is highest in the student. The fear of losing nothing is highest in the student compared to a middle-aged man or compared to a grown-up person. So, and at the same time, when you are in a college, in an organization, you are along with your friends. You might have a team, because a team is also very important when you want to start something. A team of people having knowledge of various domains can be a great team. So when a person is a student, at that time, this kind of motivations is there to start for an entrepreneurship, to choose entrepreneurship as the path of their next upcoming life. Now, these were the motivations to become an entrepreneurship. Now, what are the elements to become an entrepreneur? Now, many of you are having all these choices. You might be having that, yes, I am a student. You might feel that I will be getting bored of a normal job. You might feel that I need money. You might feel that I want to be my own boss. I want to be an entrepreneur. Now, how will you be an entrepreneur? Is it so easy? Everything you have to be an entrepreneur, all the factors are there, all the motivations are there, you're getting the push. But how will you become an entrepreneur? How will you give that first step? Okay, it's not something like you will think overnight. Today you will listen to this session and tomorrow you will become an entrepreneur. It consists of certain steps, certain foolproof steps. So the first element to become an entrepreneur is to discover the necessity and develop an idea. You have to find out that what is the area in which you will be working. What is the problem in that area that you are going to solve? Now, let me give a very small example. For example, at this present time, the society is plagiarized by the present situation of COVID-19. So everywhere, people are uncertain about their life. People are very much going through difficult situations. Last, if you see a few months back, every state of our country was going through oxygen shortage. Every hospitals are not getting oxygen. They have enough beds to accommodate patients, but they do not have enough oxygen cylinders to accommodate the patients. Now, you as an entrepreneur, that may click in your mind that this is the necessity of the present time. Can I provide oxygen to the hospitals? Can I start an oxygen manufacturing plant? Or can I of transferring the oxygen from the oxygen manufacturing plants or importing the oxygen from another states or other countries and providing them to the hospitals or medical institutions of my locality? That can be your idea. Now, since pandemic is going on, how will you do that? There will be lots of questions that will be coming to you. But first of all, you have to get an idea that what is the necessity? Yes, this is the necessity. There are other examples, like pandemic is going on. There are many people who are senior citizens, above 60 years, above 70 years, who are having lots of other health issues. They're not suffering from COVID-19, but they are having other health issues. Their children are working in other parts of the country. They used to live a very normal life. Some people, they might be having some house help, and they used to have a very good life earlier. But now, since the house help are not accessible, they are having lots of problems. So there may be an idea that is clicking to you, that how can I provide the normal facilities to those people who are in need? They are locked in their home because of their age, because of their illness, because of their fear of COVID-19. I, as an entrepreneur, how can I reach them? Can I develop certain apps? Can I develop certain facilities by which I can provide their requirements, and I also earn something? So that kind of innovative ideas can be generated. These are the problems the society are having, and in every area, let us say agriculture, let us say health sector, let us say construction industry, there are problems. People, our society, our what to say, country is filled with problems. There are so many problems. Okay, there is no dearth of problems, but what is the reason? Is we have to find out the problems. That is the important concern. We as innovation ambassadors, when students come to us, we discuss with them and we help them to find out the problems in the society. The next point is collective.
Yes, Goswami, you make right click and take the option previous or next slide. Hello, you are not audible. Goswami, you are not audible.
You have to unmute your, yeah. This is going to mute mode, I think.
Yeah, you are in the mute mode.
Actually, am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Actually, from the admin side, I got muted, I think.
No, no. It is actually it was clicked. I think mistakenly you have clicked it.
Okay, 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 okay. I will continue with the presentation.
Okay.
I think the screen is visible and the voice is audible.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused. Let us continue. So the next element of being an entrepreneur is the collection of resources. Now we have the problems with us. We know that this is the problem. Then after that, what we have to do? We have to find out that whether we can collect the resources, whether we have that ability to collect the resources. If you say that I want to establish an oxygen manufacturing plant, it's not that easy. You need to have lots of machines. You need to have the expertise. You need to have the people who knows to operate those machines. So how will you collect those resources? So you need to have a framework for that. So that is the next part of element of becoming an entrepreneurship. The next important element to become an entrepreneur is innovation. You have to work on something innovative. Now, that innovation is not necessary that you have to you have to manufacture oxygen with some other chemicals or with some other elements. You can manufacture oxygen as other people are manufacturing. You may have some innovation in the field of distribution of the oxygen cylinders. You may have some innovation of bringing the importing the particular raw materials from other countries. So there are different types of innovations involved that will be depending on your requirements, on your need. So the innovations can be divided into product innovation, service innovation, or process innovation. Let me give you an example of some kind of service innovation. Now, for example, all of us now goes for online shopping. Okay, you purchase one cloth from Myntra. So what happens? The delivery boy of Myntra comes and deliver the product to you. And what happens? The person says to you, give me a good rating, isn't it? So, and you also are happy because he was well behaved. He called you up and you told your address. He came to your doorstep. He said good morning, maybe he said thank you, and like he's very well behaved. And he said that give me a good rating, and you are there is no problem in giving good rating. So when I inquired one of such delivery person that why you are asking for rating every time? Is it related with the salary that you obtain? He's like, yes, we get some kind of incentives if we get good ratings. So see, that is an innovation from the side of like any kind of this app that is working. Let it be Myntra or let it be like other apps like Uber or Ola. When we give good feedback, they give incentives to the delivery person, and in return we are happy that we are purchasing the product from Myntra, and we are getting good responses from the people. There is no problem in giving good feedback. So that innovation has led to the rise of customers. So the innovation is not necessarily that you need to invent something of your own. It is not necessary that you need to have a product of your own. There can be a product innovation as well. Now, for example, one of my friends who has started up his own startup, he has taken the help of incubation facilities of IIT Guwahati. So what happened? He has innovated is like when initially COVID-19 started, what happens is like doctors and nurses, they were afraid of going. Even now they are not quite comfortable to go near to the patients, because to go to the patient you have to wear PPE kit, and there are so many other protocols that you have to follow. So what my friend has invented in his lab, he has invented a robot in which if you provide the materials, and that particular robot will go and provide those particular materials to the patients. So the doctors will be in some another place in the hospital, and the patients will be located. There will be a distance between the doctor and the patient, and the patient will get all the facilities from the medical staff using this robot. So that was the need of the society at that time. Yes. And then my friend, he used his innovative knowledge to come up with the idea of innovating something which will help the society. So that is a product innovation. So when you think of innovation, when you want to become an entrepreneur, you must have innovation, and that may be product innovation, that may be service or process innovation. I hope the point is clear to all of you. What can be a product innovation, what can be a service or process innovation. And do not think that Ola has already come up, Uber has already come up, Flipkart, Amazon has already come up. There is no scope of innovation for me. There is a scope of innovation, because these people have thought, they have innovated. There are different other ways where you can take these people as examples, and you can come up with your own service or process innovation. The next important element to become an entrepreneur is to have the capacity to take risk. Yes, entrepreneurship comes with lots of risks. You as an entrepreneur should be bold enough to take risks. You may fail. Some of your innovations, let it be product or service or process, may not be adequate, may be leading to failures. But when you fail, when one of the innovations fail, you will learn from it. The most important thing is, when you learn from it, you can start something new with a better push, with a better zeal. But that capacity should be there to take the risk. And the next and the last element to become an entrepreneur is that may not be immediately, but after a few years, whatever you do must have some profit or value to the society. Our society, our earth is having lots of troubles. People are facing troubles related to healthcare facilities, related to food they're eating. We are facing problems related to natural hazards like flood, like tsunamis, and so many other rainfalls. We are having lots of problems in the society. And to add to all these things, we are having the problem of pandemic. So whatever you do as an entrepreneur, it should have some profit or value to the society, to the greater problems, or if not to the greater problems, to the smaller problems of the society. Some of your initiatives as an entrepreneur may be helpful to the senior citizens of our society. That is also a way of having a profit or value to the society. Now, dear friends, there are certain risks. I have already said that there is risk in becoming an entrepreneur. So what are the risks involved? What risks you may have when you step into becoming an entrepreneur? Because it's very easy that yes, I want money and like I want to be an entrepreneur. I have my own idea and like I want to be my own boss. I will be an entrepreneur. I am ready to take risks. Now it comes that what are the risks? Is the risk is only about losing money, or is there many are there other risks too? Because we also need to see and we need to look at the negative sides of the outcome that might happen. Okay, but we need not be afraid of the risks. So what are the risks? We may lose the hard-earned money when you are in stepping for an entrepreneur to becoming an entrepreneur. You will be investing money, your own money, or you will be borrowing money from some venture capitalist or angel investors, and you will invest those money. So when you will be using the money, when you will be investing your money on your innovative ideas, so there will be obviously a scope, there will be obviously a chance of losing your money. So your money is at risk. Next is the credibility, your trust. People, there are people who trust you. So when you are when you have started an entrepreneur, when you have started your own business, there is a chance that you lose the trust of people. There you lose the uh, trust of the people because of some kind of failure. When your family members or your friends invested money on your business, on your entrepreneurship idea, and your idea is not working out, and you are not able to repay their money on time, you will lose their trust. That credibility issue, you should already work on it, that yes, this is, you have to make them believe that this is the idea, this is the thought that you are having, you are working on it, this is the reason you are confident that this idea will be generating money. So later on, if there is some reason that you are not able to generate money because of some reasons, then again you can make them believe that these are the things that cause problems, so that you do not lose their trust. Losing trust is a very it's like a much more loss than losing your money. It is said that losing money is the least of the loss that you may have. Okay, next is your self-confidence. When we lose, when we fail, we are human beings. We have our own psychological parameters. So our self-confidence, there may be some loss in our self-confidence because of our failures in our entrepreneurial journey. Next is when you have invested 2 years, 3 years of your life on your idea, on your innovative idea, your energy on that, that is at risk. That you may lose your time if your idea is not successful enough. If you find out that after working for 2 years, the society does not need your idea, there are people who have found out some better ideas. So these are certain risks, but these risks does not mean that you will not work on your entrepreneurial ideas. Because if you're investing 5 lakhs rupees money, if you lose, you may lose 5 lakhs. If you win, if your idea works, you might be earning in crores. So I have already said, an entrepreneur is one who can manage, who can take risks. If you can take risks, if you can manage things well, obviously you will be able to work out your failures also. You can turn your failures to your success also. So these are the very preliminary things leading I have explained related to the entrepreneurship journey, which a person should know. That now I think that the student community who is listening to me have a very good idea. Now you will not say that entrepreneurship is different from business. Then as of a businessman, or you will not say that like why is innovation required in entrepreneurship. The concept of innovation is clear, I feel. These were the very basic things. Now I will speak a few things about the market, because when you are moving on your entrepreneurial journey, a very important term is the market, because like you need to have customers. That is the customers make the market. So who is your market? If you are selling oxygen cylinders, it's the patients, it's the hospitals, it's the market, isn't it? If you are selling some garments, if you're selling some t-shirts for gents, then the age group who will be wearing that t-shirt is your market. So you have to understand the market. Okay, many people say that, like, who is your market? Every person in India is my market. I have a market of 100 crores. That is not. Every person cannot be your market. You need to be specific. If you say that every person is your market, you are not specific, you are not clear about your idea, you are just vague, and no one will invest on your idea. If you say that everyone is there, my market is very big, I will earn. No, it is not possible, because the choices of people are different, the needs of people are different. All of us are like wearing shoes, all of us are wearing shoes, but like we are not wearing shoes of similar brands, or we are not wearing shoes of similar patterns. Some of us are wearing formal shoes, some of us are wearing sports shoes, and depending upon the requirements, we may be wearing formal and sports shoes in different occasions. So depending upon our choices, upon our age, upon our income, our choices depend. And that is how, as an entrepreneur, we have to decide our market. So what is to give a very brief overview of the market research, we should know about the market size, about market penetration, and segmenting, targeting, and positioning of the market. Market size, it is like how big is the market, how big it can be. Then how will you penetrate the market? Okay, like will you, like if you are having some ideas, if you are having some of your if you have your own startups, will you have some hoardings of that startup, or some of your, how will you reach to the people? Or will you use the social media websites like Facebook and Instagram, which are freely available? Or will you pay the Facebook and Instagram to boost your particular innovative idea so that you can penetrate? Okay, when all of us are nowadays using Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, so we see that there are many things which come up to our feed, which we do not have followed, or which we do not have liked. Based on our age, based on the things that we like, there are different other advertisements that come up, that pop up to us. How? Because those organizations have paid the particular market agency, and they have like used different ways to penetrate. Now, all these things, when you are doing the market research, you have to be clear about that. What is your market size and how will you penetrate? Next is the segmenting, targeting, and positioning. It's like coming from a bigger to a lower area. You have to segment of that. Yes, this is my population. My reach is this particular population of like 60 plus age. My reach, then you have to target. Yes, I will work only for the northeastern states. Positioning means exactly when you are a startup, it means like you are experimenting. Startup, I will explain you what is the actual meaning of startup in the coming up slides. So when you are in your startup stage, at that point you cannot say that I will start my entrepreneurial idea along northeast or along across Assam. So no, I will take a particular area. So that is segmenting is the bigger than targeting and positioning. It's like coming down. So you have to come down. That yes, I will position myself in this particular area. My target is, again, I will reach to these particular areas. Then in another 5 years or 10 years, I will segment it, and there also my possibility is there. So that particular plan should be there for an entrepreneur. So what is the market size? It is the total number of people who could buy the product. Okay, the total number of people who can actually buy the product or the service. Okay, it is not necessarily a product. The product is not. It is not necessary that every time your entrepreneurial idea should be based on a product. Now, for example, Oyo rooms. Oyo rooms do not own any hotels or resorts, but Oyo is a very big startup. A very big. It's not a startup. No, it's a very big entrepreneurial organization. It started as a startup. So like. They do not own their own hotels, but it is only through their service industry. They have penetrated inside the service industry, and now they have extended their own entrepreneurial idea. So how to estimate the market size? Okay, I have already explained that you have to go through the total population, then you have to segment yourself, you need to do lots of research, you need to collect lots of data. There are various sources of data. I will be explaining in the coming slides that what are the different sources from where you will be getting the data. You have to collect those data. Now you may think that how can I make a choice that like how many people are wearing sports shoes and how many people are wearing formal shoes. But you can obviously make a list of data of people of different age groups, people of different, like how many people are actually going to play, how many are very active, how many are actually going to gyms. So you can have some of those data, and when you are having such data, that will actually help to estimate the correct market size. It is not possible to exactly estimate the market size, but it is obviously possible to go to a near estimation of the market size. Okay, so like there is a difference, like what is the demand and of a particular product, and what is the desire or want of a particular product. Now for example, like a person like needs a particular car to move from one place to another. He earns good enough, so if his demand is to like buy a car of a range of like 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, or up to 10 lakhs, so he may choose to buy a car of like Maruti or Hyundai, like that. But he may have a desire, or he may have a want that in future I have a want to ride a Mercedes, I have a desire to ride a Scorpio, I have a desire to ride a BMW. That is a desire. Okay, so like the that market is not for this particular person. This particular person needs a vehicle to move from one place to another. That is a demand, that yes, he has the money, his capability to purchase. Okay, when you are going to in an entrepreneurial venture, you need to have the idea of finding out the paying capability of your customer. If you are having a product of price like suppose 500 rupees, but your customers do not want to spend 500 rupees for that particular product, they are happy enough to spend 200 rupees and get an inferior product as well, so that person is not included in your market. Okay, so moving forward, so these are some of the questions which you need to address. Who can pay? Who would be interested? Who needs your product? Who is not with a competitor? Who can afford? Who can legally assess it? Is there some legal parameters that the product that you are selling it is to be sold only to a particular age? It cannot be sold to age of that particular person, so they are not legally able to assess it. So you have to find out who can assess it geographically. The product is available in that particular geographical area, or can you reach that particular geographical area and sell your product? So all these questions should be there in the mind of an entrepreneur. These are very preliminary things you have to do before investing your money, before working on your idea. You have to find out who can pay, who would be interested, who needs your product, who is not with a competitor, who can legally assess it, and who can assess it geographically. Moving forward, I have taken a very small example. This has been taken from Dr. Preetdeep, it from Outlook India. Please observe this slide. What is the market size of mutual fund? Now, every one of us wants to do investment. Now, if you want to start a mutual fund company, you will say that 130 crore population is there in India. Anyone can invest there. So, is the 130 crore population can be your market? The answer is no. And see how the analysis is coming down. 130 crore people of our country are there in population. 123 crore are having Aadhaar card holders. 80 crore adult population. That means the minor populations cannot be included for being in mutual fund. 75 crore among these 80 crore are actually having bank accounts. 42 crore among these 75 crore are PAN card holders. After from these 42 crore, 35 crores are actually having insurance policies. 8.5 crores are registered taxpayers. And among these 8.5 crores, 2 crores are presently investing in mutual fund. So your market can lie between these 2 crore or up to these 8.5 crores. You can go beyond these 2 crores up to 8.5 crores or maybe a little bit more. But you can never say that my market is 130 crore population. I am having mutual fund. Anyone in our country can invest. Okay, anyone can invest, but their capability and their various questions comes due to which they will not be actually investing in mutual fund. Likewise, when you are starting your own venture, You will have to ask yourself those questions and you have to find out the answers. So these are the, I have already said that we have to come down. The total available market is the bigger picture. Serviceable available market is again the narrowed down picture. Then the small picture is the target market. A startup should always, mind it, focus on the target market. You should have a serviceable available market and a total available market. Okay. But there should be a target market where you will do the experiments, where you will start your business with. Because if you fail with the target market, you have to stop there and you have to rethink whether any more innovation is required or whether you have to stop this or you have to do something new. Maybe a little bit different innovation can enhance your product, can enhance your service. So that should be done in the target market itself. So these are the different sources of data. I have said that I will inform you about the sources of data. The data, the general data, if you are not capable of going to the field and get the primary data, you can get some secondary data from United Nations, from RTI data, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha questions available in the websites, Fortune, Forbes, Economist data, research papers, Ministry of Statistics and Project Implementation annual reports. There we get data, industry reports. From all these, we have to collect the data. Okay, moving forward. So these are the 4 steps of the innovation management process. Okay, the first step is the generation of idea. Second step is the proof of concept. The third step is the minimum viable product, and the fourth step is to scale it. You need to have an idea. That is the first thing, and then after that, the proof of concept. How you will work on that idea. How you will do the market research. How you will have a B plan of yours. So that is, B plan means the business plan. It is a proof of concept. Then how you will. Then the stage 3 comes the minimum viable product. That means you are having the product using the minimum resources. The product is not at the final stage, but it reaches the target market, so that it is an experiment from your end to get to know that yes, whether the target market is satisfied from your minimum viable product with your MVP. And if everything goes well, if you are successful till then, you can scale it. Scale it means you can enlarge it. You can now go beyond the stage 3, stage 4, and then you are not a startup. You will be an established organization. So what is a startup? Okay. You may think that whether you will remain a startup after till how many years, or what is actually a startup. So startups are not small version of large companies. Many people think that startups is the small version of some large company. If suppose Oyo is doing it all over India, let me do it only for Guwahati area, something, let me develop it, it's a startup. No, that is not the thing. If you think that Uber and Ola is working across the world, or Ola is across India, such taxi service in Guwahati or in my own district, will it be a startup? No, that is not a startup. That is a smaller version of a larger company or smaller version of something you are doing. But a startup is a temporary organization which is designed to serve a repeatable and scalable business model. That means whatever you are, it's a temporary organization. You are starting it up with up to the minimum viable product, so that you are experimenting on it, and if everything goes well, you will scale it. Okay, that is the actual definition, actual meaning of a startup. Now, when you are decided that I will go for an entrepreneurial journey, you will need investors. Okay, now how you will go for investing? There are 2 types of investors whom you can be approaching. One is the venture capitalist, and another one is the angel investors. Venture capitalists are the firms or organizations which invest in startups, and also the venture capitalists invest in other organizations. So you need to have a B plan. You need to go do a market research. You need to have an idea. And then you need to approach the venture capitalists and explain them that, yes, you invest 50 lakhs in my organization. I will turn that 50 lakhs to 5 crores in 3 years. Because this is my idea. When I sell this product, I will get money. I will again, from that money, I will again prepare more product, and I will sell, and I earn more. And within 5 years, I will be able to turn your 50 lakhs to 5 crores. So then you have to make them believe. It's not necessary that 50 lakhs to 5 crores. It may be 50 lakhs to 2 crores also. But whatever is your idea, you have to be able to make them believe. Okay, it's not necessarily that you have to make their money 100 times or 50 times. Whatever it is, even if you make it 2 times or 1.5 times, You have to make them believe that yes, you have an idea of your own. And what is the difference between venture capitalists and angel investors? Venture capitalist is a particular firm, and they are having experts, and then experts work on it, and then they invest. Angel investors are like very big persons, like they are already established, they have already their own organizations, but they invest. They like to encourage the young generation. There is one single person investing his money. For example, uh, there is some big firm in Guwahati, and they are having they have constructed lots of flats, and they are earning lots of money. So like when you go to them, and then like you say that, like, sir, as you are yeah, you have a very well established business, I want to use your money to for my business, and this is my business plan, and then your money will also, you will also get a very good return. So that is an angel investor. So venture capitalist is a firm which works on investing money on startups. Angel investors are like big people who are investing on the startups. Okay, so like angel investors are most often can be like your family, or your from your family or friends, or like from your relatives. Okay, now very briefly, we are having very less time. I will give you some hints on pre-incubation and incubation. Now Ministry of Education has guided us to establish incubation cell and pre-incubation, work on pre-incubation. Okay, so the main idea of pre-incubation, it is the process that involves a technology focused business idea or product, where startups that have started working alone or with a team but have not been incorporated to make this idea come true. Entrepreneurs in the pre-incubation process need specific training, mentoring, and consultancy services to understand whether their ideas are viable, commercializable, scalable, etc. So this pre-incubation centers provides mentors to the startups. Okay, like for example, at today's talk, such kind of seminars can be organized, such kind of talks can be organized on design thinking, on market research, on how to write a B plan, on how to mentor. When a team of students comes up and say that we have this startup plan, but we need mentoring, we have found out that these are the problems. But when you are working with a mentor who is specialized in that area, that mentor may be able to find out, no, you have to focus on these challenges as well, because these are the challenges you will be able to you will be questioned when you will be going to the investors. So this is the particular work which goes on in pre-incubation process. So when an institute like us, when we have a pre-incubation cell, we need to have we need to have a team lead, we need to have a team which works on it, who have some setup, who can give some special training, mentoring, and consultancy services to these startups. Okay, and when we actually go for pre-incubation, then it's the incubation process. In incubation process, the startups are provided some facilities by the educational institutes or by the incubation institute. Now, what kind of facilities? They may be provided with some small sum of money for their startups. They may be provided, all institutes will not be able to provide you the startups with money. Institutes may provide you with a small room, that yes, you work in this room as an office. The institute, now for example, Assam Don Bosco University is having their own civil engineering lab, mechanical engineering lab. They may offer these kind of labs, that yes, these machines are there. The students, if they want to use this machine for their startup for initial 2 years, you can use these machines with some proper, there should be a proper like affidavit, or proper like legal bindings will be there with the startups, because they are the companies now. We will be using these machines. We will not be paying any money for 2 years, but after 2 years, we are definite that we will be able to scale our entrepreneurial venture, and then we will be paying back the whatever cost that had been incurred. So this is what like the pre-incubation and incubation system works. Now, very briefly, I will speak about the research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. What to say? The steps or the important roadmap of research and innovation on the National Education Policy, National Education Policy NEP 2020. The NEP 2020 have guidelines that higher educational institutes will focus on research and innovation by setting up startup incubation centers, technology development centers, centers in frontier areas of research, greater industry academia linkages, interdisciplinary research, including humanities and social science research. Interdisciplinary research is being focused again and again. There was a time when we were thinking that mathematics is to be learned only by mathematicians, computer science by only computer engineers. No, now we have the need that everyone knows mathematics, everyone knows statistics, everyone knows computer science. So a collaboration is required. Whenever you have idea to have some organization, to have some entrepreneurial venture, you need to have some interdisciplinary collaboration. The students of mathematics, economics, the students of civil engineering, students of mechanical engineering, computer engineering, they have to come up together. And as an IIC or as an entrepreneurial venture who is of the organization, we can help these particular people coming from different departments together and work on particular ideas. So with this, we have come to the end of today's talk. So again, I started with some thoughts. Again, I would like to end with some thought that the difficult road leads to beautiful destinations. Yes, entrepreneurial journey, it may seem to be challenging. Though it is challenging, it may be difficult, but it is really very beautiful. Okay, today we know Mark Zuckerberg, today we know Ambani, today we know so many people, but they have come up with difficult roads. And you, my dear students, my dear friends, you can also come up with these difficult roads, and you can be having your beautiful destinations. So with this, my sincere thanks to all the audience. I hope that I did not bore you much. You have liked my whatever I have presented, and my contact details are there. I will be very happy, like if I can be any help. I am telling to all the students of S.B.Deorah College, it will be my honor if you contact me for any kind of help or any kind of guidance, whatever I can. I am from civil engineering background. I am an innovation ambassador, Ministry of Education, from Ministry of training I have done, but I am also in learning phase now. I am also mentoring. By mentoring the students, I get to learn. I help them. So thank you so much. Thank you, Principal Sir. Thank you, Dhrubajit Sir. And thank you to all the audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Goswami,
Thank you, sir.
For your nice presentation. I think it was quite elaborate and exhaustive. We have almost, I think, what I can hear included almost everything related to incubation, idea, innovation.
Thank you, sir.
Everything. And I think our students highly benefited, and our team or the purpose of the program will be very successful.
Thank you.
And I now request the participants for a short interactive session. If they have any query, they can ask our resource person, Mr. Goswami, and he will be happy to answer your queries.
Dr. Sagar Sharma, I request you to please share the feedback form in the chat box and coordinate that interaction program. Okay, Sagar, please.
Yeah, thank you.
First of all, you share the feedback in the chat box.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So the feedback link is shared. I would like to request the participants to fill up the feedback form. All right, and the feedback form certificate will be issued instantaneously. So please check your spam folder. Many a time certificate goes to spam folder also. All right. And for interaction, now I would like to request all interested participants, to type their question in chat box so that our resource person can answer. Yeah.
Okay, I will give permission to unmute everybody here in the meeting. Okay, anybody want to ask question, he or she can unmute himself or herself and can ask question directly. Yes. So the participant can unmute yourself. Okay, Mr. Goswami, Ankur Goswami, I have a question. Okay.
Yes,
so as you know, we have recently formed our council. So I have my doubts, many doubts actually. I want to clear doubts from you. Okay, first of all, how to become a star rating institutions? You are your university is a 4-star rating institutions.
Program on entrepreneurship and
how to become a, sir?
Okay, star rating institution. How to become? Suppose our college, we want to become a star rating institution. How to be?
Okay, sir, like the IIC activities.
No, let me change the setting. Okay, it will disturb.
Am I audible, sir?
Okay, you unmute yourself. Shami, you unmute
Yes, yes,
yourself. Oh, yeah.
yes. So like we have received 4-star in the past year, and this year also we are trying our best to obtain as many stars as possible. So the IIC divides their activities into 3 types. One is self-driven, one is IIC driven, and another one is MIC driven. So I will suggest you that like the MIC driven activities, there the list is available when you log in. You have institutional login using your email ID and password. Once you institutional go for institutional login, then you will get the list of what the MIC driven activities. So whenever there is an MIC driven activity, you will get to know in prior that yes, there is an activity talk on suppose patent. There is a talk on
Right.
like IPR. So like whenever such kind of activities happen, what we have to do is we have to put all this about that in our particular social media pages. We have our IIC page. We have to create. You need to have one social media coordinator, like who will be responsible for all this. We have one of our very active social media coordinator, Mr. Mustafizur Rahman sir, and he is present in today's session also. So what we do is like we discuss among ourselves, and whatever is the guidelines of Ministry of Education, we put it in our social media, and after that we pass on the information through WhatsApp groups and all to our students, and accordingly our students attend all these particular functions, and then we need the students submit their screenshots or some kind of proofs to us, and we prepare a report and we submit it in the IIC portal. This is the MIC driven activity. There is another IIC driven activity. Today's activity is an IIC driven activity, because MIC driven we need not do anything. They are doing, we need to just popularize the activity. Now IIC driven activity, there are suggestions that in every quarter around 3 to 4 activities are to be done. So today's activity is one such activity. There can be other smaller activities. For example, some of your faculties may have one talk with their students related to IPR or related to some activities. We can have some, whenever there is our tech fest, we in our colleges and institutions, we have some kind of festivals, tech fest competitions and all. So we have one, we can have some events like which are related to innovations or like entrepreneurial ventures. So all these can also be included, and we can find out that when we are having some of our events and how we can relate it to the IIC event, that they are not like very particular. They will say that we have to conduct one orientation program, or they say that you have to conduct some kind of competitions or some kind of mentoring things. So we will find out that whatever we are conducting and whatever they are suggesting, can we relate them, and we relate those things and we publish it in our IIC social media sites, and then we again update in our websites, in IIC websites. Next is self-driven activity. Self-driven means we can decide. We have the independence to decide that yes, let us call some person from renowned organization, or let us invite some person who have done some startup and our students maybe benefit. So, or let us some kind of things, such kind of things are the self-driven. Anything that comes to our mind, we can do. So like that, we can attain maximum up to 4 stars. 5th star is little bit difficult. 5th star is like we have to do incubation and we have to prove that startups are done, and if possible we have to also help other institutes in our neighborhood, and then some other, if we can do such kind of activities, then only we can earn the 5th star. For now, for a new IIC, we should, all of us should target up to 4 stars, and 5th star we should work on it, that simultaneously whatever can be done, that yes, we can get the 5th star like that. Thank you, sir. I hope I am able to little bit answer your
Yes,
query.
yes. Whether you will receive any fund after getting star from the MIC?
They we thought initially like that, but like see sir, like we have applied for the some kind of talks. They have said that you can apply for fund. We have applied for fund, we have received star, and then we came to know that whoever are having lesser stars, they have given fund to them. Okay, so their motto was like this, that who have got less star, they actually need fund and to enhance. So who got less than 2 star, they got the fund, but we did not get. But again, in the future for some better activities, because this funding was for some preliminary things, that is why for getting the impact of IIC or something, impact lecture series or something like that. So that is why they funded the IICs having lesser scores. But like in the coming days, obviously this will be benefit, because like we are participating in NIRF ranking, we are participating in NAC, we are participating in ARIA ranking. So I think that IIC star in future may be asked that you are having IIC, how many stars are you having? So, and for getting fund also, if you are applying for some kind of funds, when we say that we are having 4-star, in future there may be possibility like of getting funds.
Have you joined in? I mean, ARIA ranking. Have you
Yes,
applied for ARIA ranking?
we have applied for ARIA ranking. We have applied for ARIA ranking, and we are one of the like few universities in Northeast India having like ARIA rankings also.
Okay, okay.
Exact ranking I will not be able to mention now, but we have
Actually, frankly speaking, in Assam, that this concept, especially in the general degree colleges, we do not have much numbers of. Only few colleges have joined, participated in this IIC platform.
yes, yes.
I know one BN College Dhubri, they are
Yeah.
doing some types of activities, and
Ajo
second one
also,
is the our college, S.B.Deorah College, and
okay.
I have heard about the Sonapur College, but I have not seen any activity they are
Yes.
doing. So these are very new for us actually, for our general degree colleges. And regarding incubation center, do you have incubation center in your university?
We have a small center like it was there from earlier. We as from IIC we were not doing it. Entrepreneurship and Incubation Development Cell, EIDC. So like we were working on that, but our activities are very minor. We are not very much like a great activity we are not doing, but still some of the startups are there from our university also, from previously we have passed out 2-3 years back, but not like IITs. Like IITs are having well established incubation centers. So if we need any kind of guidance from, we can take from those institutes also. I have already said one of my friends, he have in IIT he have established his project and like that, and now he is having his own venture. Like we are also trying to develop our incubation center because we can provide mentors and everything, but to provide fund to the startups, it is little bit actually little bit difficult. But still, we
Difficult.
are trying our best. We are trying our best.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. So yeah, we have a question from a student. He's from BSc second semester. So he's asking, how can we support local startup ecosystems?
Okay. We means like as an institution, I think we as IIC. Okay. So see, startup Subranil Saha is asking. Good afternoon, Subranil Saha, and thank you for this question. Startup ecosystem is required to be developed, and I feel that establishing of IICs and all this is a very minor step and the first initial step of developing this ecosystem. Ecosystem is a very like grand word. Developing a startup may be easier, but ecosystem it will take some time. But like you see, like local startup ecosystems, we have to take the example of like what is done in the nationally. Suppose for example, Smart India hackathons were competitions were organized. Toycathon was organized. If you go through like recent news, or you can search in YouTube also, what is Toycathon, Smart India hackathon, and like proof of concept competitions. So all these have like helped to generate some kind of startups. The people who were the winners of these kind of competitions, they got pushed from various organizations, various investors, and they have developed their startups. So in locally also, we can help to convince the government of Assam or our local governments to help the startup ecosystems in such manners that when we have such kind of competitions to boost the startups, or we can have some dedicated mentoring system, because all of us are so busy with our day-to-day class systems, our departmental works. So how we will work with the like startups, or how we can develop some interdisciplinary concepts, okay, we can develop in our universities or in our college levels. And at the same time, if some kind of competitions backed by government support is being organized, like it is being organized in the national level, like Smart India hackathons, or like proof of concept competitions, or toycathon, some similar, not necessarily this particular competition, some those kind of things, these will lead to different startups being what to say generated. Let me tell you, Smart India Hackathon, what they do is they collect questions from different ministries. We have so many ministries, like Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Education, Ministry of like sports, Ministry of Skills, and all, from all the ministries, the government collect questions. What are your problems? And they give these questions to Smart India hackathons as competitions. And students develop apps, and students develop programs to get solve these questions. So government are getting solutions to them, and students are developing their own startups through these competitions. So this is a mutual win-win situation. So like that, I think we can support the local startup ecosystem. We should not demotivate anyone. I have already said there are so many risks. So even though risks are there, we should mentor and we should motivate everyone to go in this particular startup ventures. Thank you. I hope I will able to answer your question.
I have also a query.
Yes, sir.
As you know, the new educational policy is being rolled out in phase wise. So, are you aware of any like initiative from the government so that one can have this incubation or innovation or entrepreneurship as a part of curriculum?
Yes, yes.
Like just like we have a dissertation in BSc 6th semester, no, or in MSc also one has to do dissertation. Whether these are this entrepreneurship thing or startup thing, whether it might be included as a part of curriculum as well. Is there
Yes, sir.
any?
Very good question. It has already been taught by Ministry of we as IIC can do it. We can develop one syllabus because like as IIC, we are as innovation ambassadors, we have got training on like IPR, we have got trainings on design thinking, incubation and pre-incubation, entrepreneurship. On these particular fields, we have got trainings. So what Ministry of Education suggests that from IIC, if we can develop one subject on entrepreneurship and startup and incubation, having all these topics, we can have one syllabus, proper syllabus and because these type of subjects are being studied by students who are doing MBA. These are not studied by general science students or like general art students or engineering students even. Some subjects are there in engineering about economics and all, but properly about entrepreneurship, incubation and all, there can be one subject, but this should be an interdisciplinary subject. So like there can be a proper syllabus having some credits of around 2 to 3 credits. It is being encouraged by Ministry of Education, and like in every what to say kind of communication that they make, they actually motivate us to do that. We have not yet done it. I am also in talk with our IIC president, Dr. Ujjal Sharma is the president of our IIC, and I am in talk with sir that sir, let us develop one curriculum. But again, we think that how we will teach it, who will teach it, because when we develop the curriculum, it may be granted, but then we have to again find out that how will be the exams and how to which departments we will provide it. So all these things that is in process. Government is also encouraging that, and educational institutes can also take that.
Goswami, in your case, you are a university.
Yes, sir.
Assam, you can design your curricula. But in case of college,
Yes,
suppose
sir.
our IIC, we have designed one that type of course, as Sagar Sharma has mentioned. So who will certify that course?
That
Because
is the thing.
we need to get certification from certain organization. Who will certify?
Yes, yes. For your organization, actually, you have to approach Guwahati University to you can develop the syllabus. You can say that IIC S.B.Deorah College will be taking the lead of developing the syllabus, developing the question patterns, how will be the question paper, how will be the examination pattern. We will develop everything, but Guwahati University should actually emphasize that the credit of the course and then the semester or in which particular departments this will be introduced. You will be requiring the authorization if it is a regular subject. But if it is a certificate course of 1 month or something, I think the college can also provide such kind of certificate course on entrepreneurship and incubation of around 1 month course or maybe something like that. But if for a credited course, which Sagar sir is talking and which I have explained, for our case as an university, we can get it from our university, from our registrar. But for a college, affiliated college, you have to get it done by Guwahati University, telling that we at IIC, by the guidance of Ministry of Education, we can develop it, but we need your authorization and your approval.
Okay, I think yes, sir
We
is
have
there. Is there any
we have one
question,
more.
Sagar?
We have one more query, yeah, from
Yeah.
Dr. Jamini Budagoy. He's a
This is the
faculty
last.
from our college. So he's asking, could you suggest small innovative projects which can be taken up by students?
Yes, yes. There can be various innovative projects. Actually, it depends on the like for example, I am from civil engineering background. I mentor students, I guide students. Like for example, we use cement, we use for construction, we use like what to say, bitumen for construction of road. So we guide the students to develop some material which can replace some, for example, or which can enhance the property of cement, or which can replace the bitumen or because bitumen is again having lots of environmental impacts. So can there be some other material which can replace it? There are such kind of small projects can be done depending upon your department. For example, like if you are working with in the department of physics, so you have to find out that what can be done by a physics student, or department you are working with in the chemistry department. So what can be done by a chemistry, physics, or mathematics students, or by any economic students, whether the product is like you are talking about product innovation or process innovation, that thing can be brought out depending upon the particular specialization. From mechanical engineering, the students of our university, they are working with different types of like vehicles. Some are trying to modify the cycle rickshaws so that the rickshaw puller gets some kind of requires some less energy. So these are some kind of innovative projects that can be taken from very smaller project to a very like a bigger one. We can that can be thought. Department, it will be department specific. I think departmental teachers will be better guides for such kind of projects. Thank you.
I think yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please concluding remarks from.
No more question.
Yeah, I think we don't have any more questions. Yes.
Okay, that's good. What is now? Is it my remark?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is chairperson's remark.
Thank you, Mr. Ankur Goswami, for his beautiful presentation. He has, as I have already said, he has incorporated everything, how to, how an idea can be incubated and given a proper shape of a startup, a business model, an entrepreneurial model. He has given everything, and it has it has given a proper uplift to our platform of Innovation Council, I think. And it will give fillip to our activities. And I hope this program will highly benefit our students. They will be able to share their ideas with our council, and we will be able to, or we will try our best to help those ideas getting incubated, and we will try to give it proper shape of a startup or business model, entrepreneurial model, and wherever the linkage is to be given, we will try to give them the linkage so that it can ultimately lead to a successful venture. He has covered, as I have said, what are the pros and cons of whole process, what are the features of this startup movement, and what are the points to be cautious about. I think it is a very beautiful presentation given by Mr. Goswami, and I hope this will go a long way in furthering the activities of our Innovation Council. Thank you, and I, on behalf of the college, thank Mr. Goswami for his nice presentation, incorporating everything. And I also offer my thanks to Dr. Das, the convener, Sagar, the program coordinator, and all others involved in this program, orientation program. And thank you again for giving me this opportunity of speaking a few words. And I now hand it over to Sagar Sharma to offer formal vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So good afternoon to all. It is my duty and privilege to offer this vote of thanks. Respected principal, sir, vice principal, madam, senior faculty, and my colleagues. And on behalf of the organizing committee for the orientation program on entrepreneurship and innovation, I would like to thank our resource person, Mr. Ankur Goswami, for his enlightening and useful talk. We are certain that students will be benefited a lot from your speech, and it will definitely motivate them to pursue innovation and entrepreneurship in coming days. I would also like to thank our principal, sir, Dr. Dharmendranath, for his support and being the driving force behind organizing such important events. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Vice Principal Madam, Mrs. Dijubani Goswami, for her guidance and encouragement. Now, I'd like to thank Dr. Dhruwajit Das, the convener of this program, for organizing this event smoothly. And I will fail my duty if I don't express my gratitude to the faculty and non-teaching staff of S.B.Deorah College for the necessary support and help. Finally, I would also like to thank all the participants who are indeed the soul of this program for participating in this event in such a large number, which helped in this program being successful. With this, I conclude my vote of thanks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sagar. Hello, sir. Are you there?
Thank you, Dr. Sagar, for your vote of thanks. And I now declare the program to be over.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So, being a host of this program, I would like to end this program here. Thank you, Ankur Goswami, for your nice presentation.
Thank you.
We'll keep in touch in future also. Okay,
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.